Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pitside TV. This is Kuda. I have an amazing episode today. I'm going to be talking to an amazing freestyler, and we've seen her on social media. We're really wowed by her skills, and we decided to bring her on Pitside TV so that we can talk more about what inspired her to get into freestyling. We'll watch some clips, and maybe she could do a move or two for us, live here in the recording. But allow me to introduce you guys to Imelda Asensio Gomez. How are ya?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So you are in the top 4 U.S. female football freestylers, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did you get there? Can you walk me through that journey?
Yeah, so I started freestyle when I was 15, and throughout the first couple years of my journey, I wasn't really competing or anything. I was just training, having fun. It was more of a hobby for me. In 2019, I did my first USA Championship, and that was actually the first year female freestylers had their own competition separate from the males. The past couple years, it's been female and male combined just because there haven't been enough female freestylers for them to have their own separate competition. So in 2019, they had their first female competition, and I placed 4th. Out of 5, there was 5 female freestylers who competed. So I did place 4th, and that was an incredible experience. Like, I wasn't really used to competing at all, so it was a big learning experience, and I had to step outside my comfort zone and be willing to fail if it didn't go as planned. But it turned out to be an amazing experience.
That's amazing. And let's get into it by watching one of your clips. I was online today and I was just browsing around and I saw this. That's crazy. How did you learn how to do that?
Practice, years and years and years of practice.
Really? So how long have you been doing this? When did you start?
I was turning 15 years old, so I don't know what year that was, to be honest. But it's been almost 8 years. In April, it will be 8 years. So it's been a while.
Wow. And can you share maybe one memorable experience that made you say I'm going to do this for the rest of my life? Like, at what point did you know you were hooked?
I would say whenever I started going to freestyle meets, my brother, he hosts freestyle meets and he invites freestylers from all over the world. Sometimes freestylers from Europe will come, different states around the US, and just being in that community of freestylers where everyone's just there supporting one another and, learning new tricks together. That's been a huge impact and inspiration, having that freestyle community. I think that's one of the beauties of the freestyle community. Everyone's there to support one another. It doesn't matter if you're new at freestyle. Everyone's gonna cheer you on and help you to learn new tricks. And that's how I've always felt from the beginning. And it's always pushed me to improve.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And do you follow soccer? Are you a soccer fan at all?
I'm actually not really into soccer too much. I don't follow soccer as much as I would like to, just because I don't have the time. The thing about freestyle, a lot of times people have a misconception. They think that soccer is freestyle, or if you freestyle, you play soccer. I actually don't play soccer at all. I've never played soccer. It's its own sport in and of itself, and they definitely can be mixed together, but I haven't really watched much soccer in my life.
I'm actually surprised by that. I actually thought that a lot of the freestylers were soccer fans themselves, but
Mhm.
There's a rumor that said that Kylian Mbappe is like your favorite player. Is that true?
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, what do you like about Kylian?
I don't know too much about him. I've heard a lot about him. My family's a big fan of his. I don't know too much about him, so I don't know if I can answer that question.
Fair enough. Well, I'll tell you a little bit more about Kylian. He's like one of the rising young stars in football. You know, he started shining very young when he was a teenager at Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain is one of the teams we have licenses with at Signables, and he won the World Cup with France. So he's really the future of football. And they just played against Barcelona in the Champions League this week, and he scored a couple of amazing goals. So he's a good favorite to have, and so I think you have a good choice, even though you don't know too much about him. But like I said, he's gonna be in the soccer world for many years to come. Now, I watched one of your videos that I liked really, really well, and it became kind of like my personal favorite. I'm going to pull it up right now so that you can see it. And this one to me is like my favorite video of all. Check it out. Wow. Like I didn't know like you could do it in heels. Like when I saw that I was like, "Oh my god, this is like another level." So walk me through how you can be in heels and freestyle at once.
Oh my gosh, it's actually difficult. It took me a couple tries to land that one. I was at a banquet, and during the banquet, there was like a talent portion, and I performed a little bit. So I was wearing, or after the performance, I changed back into my dress and heels, and then I was just kind of having fun with the ball. I was just like, let me try it with heels. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be, but yeah, it's a fun skill to have.
Yeah, it definitely gives a lot of guys a run for their money because I don't think there are very many guys who could do that. So definitely super talented there. So what's your favorite skill out of all? You know, educate me because I don't know much about freestyling. I just see people doing all these fancy tricks and all that stuff. So do the tricks have names? And if so, what's kind of like the freestyling 101? If someone wanted to start freestyling, and then a follow-up question is, which one is your favorite trick?
Yeah, so there are three different skills in freestyle. There's uppers, there's lowers, and there's sit downs. And of course, you can express your creativity in any way and kind of create your own moves that are outside of those three styles of freestyle.
So which one
Um,
is this one?
that's that's sit downs, but it's heel juggles. This is sit downs. What's
Got
do,
it.
and that's lowers.
All right. So which one is easier to start with? Is it the let's play
Um,
it again and just walk is the uppers or the sit downs, is it easier than the other one? So like just to do this, was
mhm.
it hard to learn or you found that easy to do?
It was really hard to learn actually. That took me a couple years to get consistent at. This video is from a couple years ago actually.
Okay.
Um,
So
I
you're
would
not better
say,
than that.
yeah, I think so. I'm more consistent at it. I would say for soccer players, lowers is probably going to be the easiest just because they're used to kind of juggling standing up. Like basic tricks like around the world, hop the worlds, those are really simple to learn. If you know how to juggle already, I would say that like learning the basics of freestyle can be a lot smoother than if you didn't know how to juggle at all. When I started, I didn't know how to juggle at all. So it took me a year to get consistent at juggling before I could even learn freestyle moves. So if you already know how to juggle, it's a lot more smooth of a process. So I would say lowers would be easier for those folks, but
Mhm.
it really depends. Like everybody's different, everybody has their own style. I enjoy doing sit downs too. Sit down juggling can be like a whole different thing to learn. It's not like juggling standing up. And uppers, I would say, is my favorite. just because I have a lot of fun. Like uppers is when you have the ball on your head and you're just kind of moving it back and forth. And yeah.
Let's take a look at another clip. Let's add one more. So this is a sit down, and when you're like doing the leg like that, what's that? Around the world?
Yeah, it's like doing around the world.
And what was that trick shot where you like caught it?
When I flicked it up,
Yep.
That's just called a flick up.
Okay. Wow. That's really amazing. So what is kind of like your next goal in terms of like tricks to learn over the next year or so? Since it takes you like a year to learn like one thing.
Yeah, that's actually I would say maybe even the most frustrating part of freestyle is you can literally like spend months practicing one move that's not even the trick you're trying to learn. It's just like a segue into a trick you're trying to learn. So it can be a long process. Right now, I'm actually getting consistent at a trick called rollers. It's an uppers trick. So these past couple months, I don't know if you've noticed on my Freestyle Instagram page, I haven't been posting much at all. I've actually been taking a break from Instagram to learn how to be consistent at this one trick. And I've been practicing it since September, and I'm still learning it. It's been a really long process for me, but I'm hoping to get consistent at it before the weather starts warming up, and then once the weather's warm, I can go outside and practice and film and like not have to worry about learning this one trick. I've been practicing it indoors since it's been really cold outside. So that's just been what I've been up to recently and my big goal for the end of the year.
That's amazing. Is there like a freestyling like World Cup or something that you can like go and perform at a world stage?
Yeah, there's several international competitions. There's the Red Bull Street Style competition, which happens yearly, and they usually change the location. I think the year before it was in Miami, Florida, and I went to that one. And that's a huge competition. A lot of people come from around the world, and usually it's based outside of the US. That was the first year it was in the US, so it was in Miami. But the years before then, I think it's been in a lot of Europe countries. I haven't been to the Red Bull Street Style competitions prior. Also, the big freestyle competition is called Super Ball. It's not Super Bowl, it's Super Ball. And that's in Prague. That's in Prague every year.
That's super interesting. And I was reading something. I don't know if it's recent or accurate, but I think you actually like teach younger kids how to freestyle, right? Or like you're part of a team, or you were part of a team and training kids. You want to walk me through that a little bit?
Yeah, so my brother actually has a freestyle company, and he creates programs, after school programs, summer camps, one-on-one classes with youth, I think ages like 7 to 19. And sometimes I'll come to his classes. I'm actually going to one of his classes later today to help teach. And usually he'll invite me if there's a young girl there that's trying to learn freestyle. And, you know, there's not a lot of female freestylers in Virginia. So usually I'll come and help out with that. But that's been a really fun time for me. I love teaching the youth. I love helping out with summer camps and after school programs. And it's just a really fun time for me.
That's really cool. Well, let's watch our last video, and this one you did it especially for us. So we feel really special and honored that you took the time to create this one for us. So as you can see, the Kylian MBappe signable right there. Do you want to walk us through like each move play by play? So I'll start the video from the beginning, and then you can give us kind of like a one-on-one as to what trick you're doing. And just walk us through it. Sounds good?
Sure, yeah. So I start out doing a combo. That's a 4-move combo of just around the worlds. And then I flick the ball up, land it on my neck, and I do a transition down to sit downs, and then I'm just doing a few sit down tricks, and then I do another transition up to soles. So I landed on my soles, and then I just balanced it.
That's pretty cool. I'm just gonna watch it again. And
Mhm.
so it looks like the weather wasn't so cold, Imelda. You're not wearing a jacket or anything.
Yeah, yesterday was actually super warm in the area. It's been freezing cold these past couple of days, and then all of a sudden it was like 60 degrees yesterday. That's the thing about Virginia. The weather's so bipolar. So it's starting to get a little warmer.
That's pretty cool. Well, thank you so much for doing that video for us. We'll definitely post it and tag you when we do post it. And for all the people watching this video, go follow Imelda. Below is her Instagram handle, and she'll be posting content. She's been learning this new trick that she's focusing on. So pretty soon she's going to be dropping amazing content with this amazing trick. I can't wait to see it, and I'm sure she can't wait to be able to do it. So I think it's going to be fun for everybody who's going to be watching. So in closing, do you have any last words you want to share for our viewers?
Thank you guys for watching. Please go follow, please. If you want to learn freestyle, there's so many opportunities to just watch training videos, watch tutorials on YouTube. Freestyle can be for anybody, and it's a really amazing sport that you can learn so much from. So I encourage anybody who wants to learn to look up tutorials, get involved as much as you can. But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see this broadcasting.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us. For everybody, this was brought to you by Signables. You can follow us on shopsignables.com. And we really enjoyed talking to Imelda, who was able to tell us her story about how she got into freestyling, some of the tips and tricks when you do the freestyling, but also how she's able to use her skills to empower the youth, the young girls out there who want to learn. And she's serving as a beacon of light to show them that, hey, it's also possible for a young girl to become a freestyler. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us here on Pitchside TV. And we're going to close it out by watching Imelda one more time. So here you go.